Pretty much every blogger struggles with writer's block, or should I say blogger's block, at some point in their lives. You know the feeling. You set aside time to write a blog post, you sit down at your computer and nothing. Or maybe you start off okay, but get stuck in the middle and just never finish that blog post. Welcome to the Productive Blogging YouTube channel. My name's Eb Gagano, and today we're talking about how to beat blogger's block. My first tip is give yourself permission to write a terrible first draft. What do I mean by this? I mean, the problem most of us have, the reason why we get blogger's block is because we try and write and edit at the same time. So you kind of nervously start writing something down and then, oh, I'm not sure if that's right, delete, start again, write something else. And those two sides of your brain, I'm convinced it's two different parts of your brain, are kind of fighting each other. What you need to do is put aside your editing part of your brain. Don't edit, just write. Let the words flow. And then when you finish writing your terrible first draft, then go back over it with your editing brain and really work through it, and you will find it is so much easier to craft a beautiful, well-written blog post when you've already got some words down there. It's something about having those words that makes you think, okay, I've not said it quite right, but I know that if I just change those words, I can make it sound so much better. But if you try and do that at the same time as writing, it just doesn't work and it causes writer's block. My second tip is have a content calendar. A content calendar is simply a list of the dates you plan to publish blog posts and a list of the titles of those blog posts. And then when you come to write a blog post, instead of spending the first half an hour or hour wondering what to write about or starting off and stopping and starting and stopping, you just check your content calendar, see what your content calendar says and write that blog post, and it will save you so much time in the long run. And if you combine this with doing really good keyword research, not only will it save you so much time, not only will it stop you from getting blogger's block, it will also help you get loads more Google traffic as well and grow your blog. If you want to know a little bit more about keyword research, then I really recommend you check out my video training on keyword research. Just head over to productiveblogging.com/KWR and you will find it there. I'll put a clickable link in the description below as well. It takes you step by step through the exact process I use to do my keyword research. The process that I have used to grow my blog to over 1 million monthly page views. And I just take you through that process step by step, and I give you loads of real examples as well. Okay, back to a writer's block. And my third tip is have a plan. Okay, so I used to be an English teacher. I used to teach English as a foreign language to sort of higher level students who were studying for things like the IELTS exam and FCE and CAE. And the thing that helped these students the most with their writing, making really good writing, but also avoiding writer's block, was to write a plan. And I really recommend that for you as a blogger as well. In fact, it's almost more important for us bloggers because of how you need to write a good blog post. It needs to be really well structured and into sections. So what you can do is just grab a piece of paper or a Google Doc or something and just jot down maybe 5 or 6 subheadings for your blog and use those as the subheadings in your blog, but use those just to give yourself a bit of an idea of an outline. And then instead of looking at a blank page and thinking, oh my goodness, I've got 1,000 words to write, what am I going to write? You just have to look at each section and think, okay, I just need to write 1 or 2 paragraphs under that section. It makes the whole process of writing a blog post so much easier. It makes your blog post more structured, better structured, and it helps you out so much with writer's block. My fourth tip is start in the middle. Sometimes the hardest part of writing a blog post is writing the introduction. It's really hard to write the introduction to a blog post when you haven't written the main body of the blog post. So I really recommend skip that introduction, go straight into the main body of your post, and then when you've written the rest of your post, come back and write the introduction last. You'll find it's so much easier to write the introduction after you've written the rest of the post, and not having to write the introduction should help cure your writer's block. My fifth tip is similar, and that is skip over difficult sections. What I find is when I'm writing that first draft and I'm just kind of letting the words flow out, sometimes I get to a word or a section and I just cannot think of quite the right way to phrase it or the right word to go into that place. My best tip is just write a couple of X's, just write a bunch of X's, XXXX, and move on. Don't allow that one difficult section to ruin your flow. And then when you come back over your blog post to edit it and you get to those sections with the X's, I almost guarantee you will suddenly think of the right word or the right phrase. It's just, I don't know, for me it's like some kind of magic, but I just cannot think of it in the moment. And then when I get to that section with the X's, suddenly the ideas pop into my head. My sixth tip is do something different. Sometimes you can try all the tricks and it's just not happening. I really recommend in that situation, just take a step away from your desk, go do something different, even just something like go and make a cup of coffee or unload the dishwasher and come back. I find it amazing how when I do that, suddenly the ideas start flooding into my mind. Sometimes the ideas start flooding into my mind as I'm unloading the dishwasher and I have to quickly run upstairs and go and write the next bit of my blog post. It's incredible what a break can do for your brain. But you might find just going for a coffee or unloading the dishwasher, it's still not happening after that. In which case, I recommend you take a little bit of a longer break and go and maybe go for a walk the dog, go to the shop, something like that. And maybe just giving your brain a bit more of a break, a bit of a change of scene could do the trick for you. Number 7 is set a deadline. Now, this tip won't work for everyone. But if you're the kind of person who really likes a deadline, who finds that they write their best stuff when they're under pressure, this tip could work well for you. Create a deadline, set a publishing schedule, make sure that all of your readers, subscribers and followers know when to expect your blog posts. Maybe you put out a blog post every Thursday at 9 AM. That's what I do. Or maybe you put out a blog post every Wednesday at 4 PM. Whatever it is, make sure that everybody knows when to expect a new blog post from you. And then you'll instantly have a really great deadline and you'll create that pressure environment that you thrive under to create your really best work and beat blogger's block. But if you're the sort of person who really hates deadlines and finds deadlines really stressful, ignore this tip. And number 8 is write at your best time. We all have a best time to write when we're feeling most creative. For me, it tends to be mornings or sometimes the early afternoon. For other people, it can be evenings. I even know of people whose best time is to write in the middle of the night. Whenever your best time is to write, try and plan to write your blog post at that time. The time when you're naturally most creative, and you'll find you're less susceptible to writer's block at that time. So now, I would love to hear from you. What is your best tip for beating writer's block? Let me know down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you like this video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up and for you to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.